Welcome in, everyone, to Lively Lewis Stories.
That's right, we're back with even more awesome adventures with Levi and Ivy.
Set your storytime meter to fun and get ready to join the Lively Lewis crew.
All you need is your imagination and...
Off we go! I can't wait to see where our story takes us today.
Have you ever wanted to get more Lively Lewis in your life?
Well, we've got you covered.
Grab an adult and zoom over to livelylewisshop.com.
Or just click on the link in our show notes.
Enough about that. Let's get to today's super Lively Lewis story.
Hey friends, this is part 2 of this story. If you haven't listened to part 1, go take a listen there and then join us back on this episode. Levi and Ivy made sure their scarves were on tight, their hats and earmuffs were snug, and their boots were laced up. They were ready for whatever Shiver had in store for their magical snow day adventure. Aurelia led Levi and Ivy out of the treehouse and into their backyard. The air was still and quiet. Then all of a sudden, Levi heard something. It sounded like giggling. But this time, it wasn't Ivy. "It's Shiver," whispered Aurelia. "I know that mischievous giggle anywhere." Well, said a gruff voice from behind a snow-covered bush at the edge of the backyard. "Look who we have here. Aurelia and her new friends, out to stop old Shiver. Well, I have some bad news for you. It can't happen. My plan to freeze the whole world has already been set in motion. Just look around at this wonderful winter wonderland. Colder than ever and getting colder." Shiver laughed deep and loud as Levi and Ivy got their first view of this sly frost sprite. He was dressed in an ice blue snowsuit with icicles dripping from his pure white hair. He only stood about 2 feet tall, but he commanded the whole backyard with his confidence and icy cold attitude. "I do enjoy a good competition, Aurelia, but I'm sorry to say you're just too late," Shiver began. "The Freeze Ray 3000 is ready to go, and all I have to do is press one button. There's nothing you can do about it. Not even the Snow Star can help you now." "Don't be so sure," Aurelia answered back as she stood tall and confident in front of Shiver. "You can't do this, and we're going to stop you. The world needs all the seasons, even if you don't like them." Shiver laughed again as he waved his hand in the air, and as he did, icicles filled the trees above his head, covering Levi and Ivy's treehouse and making it look like an icy fortress. "Hey, don't do that," called out Ivy. "Looks like I just did," laughed Shiver. "And you better get used to it because that's what every house is going to look like all over the world once I press the button on the Freeze Ray 3000. Perfectly incredible icy igloos as far as the eye can see." "Igloos are great, Shiver," said Levi, surprising the frosty little sprite. "Oh, I'm glad to hear you're seeing things my way," said Shiver with a smile. "Let me finish," said Levi. "Igloos are great, but so are spring flowers, warm beach sand on your toes, and a cool fall breeze that shakes colorful leaves off the trees." "Yeah, Shiver, we need all the seasons," added Ivy. "No one is trying to get rid of winter. We love winter. We just love the other seasons too." "Well, I don't love the other seasons, and I'm the one with the Freeze Ray 3000, so too bad for you," Shiver said as he crossed his arms and turned away from Aurelia, Levi, and Ivy. "Why does he dislike the other seasons so much?" Levi asked Aurelia, trying to understand Shiver better. "You're made of snow, but you like the other seasons, right?" "Oh, I love them," said Aurelia. "Spring rains, long summer nights, and the first chill in the air to kick off fall are the best. Shiver just never found joy in the other seasons. He instead felt they took away from winter, the only thing he truly loves. He feels at home in the ice and snow and doesn't want to change." "Well, change is good. Maybe we're the ones that need to teach him," said Ivy. "I know if we work together, we can come up with a plan to stop this never-ending winter from happening." Ivy's confidence was contagious, and Aurelia and Levi felt the same way. But just then, Shiver turned back around and let the 3 friends know his plan to freeze the world was almost ready to happen. "As much as I'm enjoying our little conversation, I have an entire world to freeze, so I gotta go," said Shiver in a bit of a huff. Then he waved his hands as a swirl of snowflakes surrounded him, causing a snow tornado. "Follow me and hold on," called out Aurelia as she ran toward the spinning tornado. As she got close, she jumped inside, holding on to Levi and Ivy's hands, pulling them in as well. They swirled through the sky with Shiver and landed in the middle of the Arctic, right in front of Shiver's cage. The snow tornado was so big, and the Arctic snow was so blinding, that Shiver didn't see Aurelia, Levi, and Ivy follow him back to his cave. He quickly ran inside as Aurelia, Levi, and Ivy followed quietly behind, trying to stay out of sight. As they stayed just a few steps behind Shiver, they walked deeper and deeper into his frozen cave. Then all of a sudden, the narrow cave tunnel opened up into a huge room filled with icicles and piles of glistening white snow. And in the middle of it was the Freeze Ray 3000. All we have to do is break the Freeze Ray 3000, right? Asked Levi. It's not that easy, whispered Aurelia. If we break it, Shiver will just fix it, and we'll be right back in the situation again. We need to convince Shiver that the other seasons have their place and to not freeze the world, said Ivy. That is it exactly, but we also have to take that back, said Aurelia. She pointed to something shimmery on the Freeze Ray 3000. Is that the snow star? Levi asked, sounding shocked. Yes, it was the last piece Shiver needed to make the Freeze Ray 3000 powerful enough to keep it snowing all day, every day, all over the world. None of the Snow Guardians really thought he'd be able to get his hands on it, but he did last night. Thankfully, it was after you made your wishes. That's why Shiver said, not even the snow star can help you now. When we were in the backyard, said Ivy. Aurelia nodded her head. What I need you both to do is distract Shiver while I sneak over, grab the snow star, and return it to the sky where I can put the protection spell on it and keep it out of Shiver's cold little hands for good, instructed Aurelia. Levi and Ivy nodded their heads and were ready to distract Shiver. They knew just what they had to do to get him talking about the other seasons. However, they hoped that by doing that, they wouldn't just distract Shiver, but also help him realize that all the seasons have their place. Hey, Shiver! Levi called out, completely surprising Shiver as he whipped around, nearly falling over. How did you two get here? Asked Shiver, looking at Levi and Ivy, but also searching for Aurelia. We jumped into your snow tornado, said Ivy, and we're here on an important mission. To stop me from starting the Freeze Ray 3000. I know, answered Shiver. Yes, but we also wanted to get to know you a bit better, said Levi. Shiver's ears perked up and he walked toward Levi and Ivy. No one had ever asked to learn more about him. What do you mean? Asked Shiver. There has to be more to you than just snow, ice, and freezing cold winds, said Levi. He and his sister could see that Shiver was very distracted by their conversation already, which was allowing Aurelia to figure out a way to grab the snow star undetected. Have you ever been to the beach? Asked Levi. Ew, I dislike the beach so much, answered Shiver. Too much sand, too much sun, too much heat. Well, have you ever made a sandcastle? Asked Levi. It's summer's version of a snowman. Or ever have a chilly glass of lemonade? Asked Ivy. Certainly you'd like chilly drinks. Sandcastles are all right, I guess, answered Shiver. But nothing beats a towery, snowy snowman, and I don't need chilly drinks. I'm chilly enough already. Shiver was so focused on telling Levi and Ivy how much he disliked different seasons that he didn't even give Aurelia a second thought. Well, how about fall? Asked Ivy. Sweater weather, carving pumpkins, Halloween? How can you not like all of that? Because I like winter coats and boots weather, making snowballs, and all the wonderful holidays that the winter brings, answered Shiver. You really don't like how all the trees look covered in colorful leaves, or watching as the birds start to fly south as the weather turns chilly and the nights get longer? Asked Levi. I do like chilly weather, of course, but way chillier than fall brings, said Shiver. Oh, that feeling when fall turns to winter? When you step out of your house and feel that icy chill in the air that only late December can bring, that's the most special feeling in the world. Oh, wow. I feel bad that you'll never get to feel that again, said Levi, looking at Ivy with a sly smile on his face. She knew exactly what he was doing. What? What do you mean? Asked Shiver, sounding confused. Once you turn on the Freeze Ray 3000, it will be wintertime. All the time, started Ivy. So that amazing feeling of having fall turn to winter won't exist anymore. It will just always be winter. Oh, I didn't think of that, said Shiver in a whisper, talking to himself. I mean, I really love that feeling. Yeah, if you take away all the seasons and make it winter all the time, it just won't feel that special anymore, said Levi. All the seasons are great, including winter, and all the special things they bring with them are what we look forward to every year, said Ivy. Levi and Ivy could tell that their conversation with Shiver was working. He looked deep in thought, and they were so proud of themselves until he spoke. I guess you're right, but since I'm in control of the S3E13, the most powerful winter weather machine ever created, I can always turn everything back if I want to, said Shiver. So thanks for the talk, but I'm going to go ahead with my plan. After a few years of winter, maybe I'll change it all back. Shiver gave a mischievous smile and walked back toward the S3E13. Levi and Ivy were shocked, and their first instinct was to run after Shiver. However, when they tried to, they discovered their boots were frozen to the cave's icy floor. They could only watch and hope Aurelia had grabbed the snow star already. Since you're here, you two can help me count down to the winter wonderland I'm about to share with the whole world, said Shiver as he stood in front of a giant red start button next to the S3E13. Then the roof of his icy cave opened up above his head and the S3E13 rose into the sky. 3, 2, 1, called out Shiver. And as he reached the last number, he pressed down on the start button and gazed at the S3E13, waiting for it to turn on and blanket the world in snow. But when it didn't do a thing, Shiver looked very confused. That's when Aurelia stepped out from behind a pile of snow holding the snow star. And without giving Shiver even a second to react, she used all her powers to create an impenetrable force field around this special star and sent it racing through the opening in the cave's roof back up to the night sky where it belonged. Levi and Ivy cheered from the edge of the cave, where their boots were still frozen to the ground. They watched as Shiver looked on while the snow star that he worked so hard to get shimmered in the night sky above his cave. No! Called out Shiver. My plan for never-ending winter is ruined! Aurelia ran over to Levi and Ivy and got them unstuck. Then they all slowly approached Shiver, not knowing exactly what he was going to do, but seeing he needed some help. He looked mad and disappointed, but also sad and alone. Shiver, you don't need it to be winter all the time to enjoy winter, said Levi. Don't waste another second in here being upset. Go outside and enjoy the ice and snow now, with us. What? Asked Shiver, sounding surprised. Go out and play in the snow? With you? That's right, answered Ivy. It's winter right now, so let's all enjoy it. And when the other seasons come along, we can teach you how to enjoy those too. Then before you know it, it will be winter again. And because you didn't make it winter every day all over the world, you'll enjoy it more. It'll be special because it only comes around once a year, added Aurelia. Shiver didn't know what to say at first, but his face showed he was listening and taking in everything they said. Then a little smile started to form, and as it got bigger, Shiver told Levi, Ivy, and Aurelia that they were right. Thank you for talking to me, Levi and Ivy, and thank you for stepping in and doing the right thing, Aurelia, said Shiver. I never should have taken the snow star out of the sky. And after talking with Levi and Ivy, I realized that having all the seasons is one thing that helps make winter special to me. Levi and Ivy smiled at Shiver and Aurelia. All this talk about winter has made me really want to go outside and enjoy some snowy fun, said Levi. Me too, said Ivy. How about a little snow fort building competition? Added Aurelia, knowing how much Levi and Ivy loved making snow forts. Sounds great, called out Levi, Ivy, and Shiver as they all ran from the snow-covered cave. Levi and Ivy spent the rest of their day playing in the Arctic snow and had the best time ever. They even got to eat some snow marshmallows and icicle snow cones. But as more time passed, they knew they had to head home. They waved goodbye to Shiver and said if he ever wanted to play, they would keep an eye out for him at home for the rest of the winter. I'd like that very much, said Shiver as he created a snow tornado to take Levi, Ivy, and Aurelia back home. They all waved goodbye as a million snowflakes swirled around them and flew them back to Levi and Ivy's backyard. Aurelia thanked her new friends for their help and assured them that she would be back that winter. Just know each time you make a snow angel, I'll be there with you, said Aurelia as she laid back in the snow and disappeared into the sparkling white flakes. Levi and Ivy then flopped down in the snow as tiny snowflakes floated through the air all around them. What an amazing, magical snow day, said Levi. The best, said Ivy. Dad was right about the snow star. Let's go tell him all about our adventure. And with that, Levi and Ivy hopped up from the snow and ran inside, ready to tell their dad the story of the magical snow angel.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the story and learned a little something too.
And since we know everyone has their own story, we'd love to hear yours.
If you have an idea for a Lively Lewis story, leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, your idea, and your little one's name.
Then maybe our next adventure will be with you.
Until our next Storytime Hangout.
Thanks for listening. We can't wait to share another fun Lively Lewis story with you.